So we're currently in the middle of this deck project, getting it put on the back of the house. So we're excited to have that finished. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff laying around back here, so it looks kind of messy. But anyway, I've got a few peppers in the greenhouse. It looks like I need to give them a little bit of water maybe. It has been getting pretty hot. So right here on the side I have a Korean gochu. See, there's some peppers in there. Not a ton. This is a crackberry that kind of split weird. If you look at how, maybe it was 2 plants, but it seems weird how that did that. This is a serpent's head. Oops, seeds from Aaron Hernandez. And this one is the RB003. I think I got 1 pod down on there. Not quite the right phenotype, but lots of flowers, so hopefully I'll still get more fruit on it. Oh, actually that one's a serpent's head. This one is... this is a Wolverine claw from Jeff Hobbs. Shout out to Jeff Hobbs. That's my serpent's head. I'd moved these out underneath the deck patio, and our resident deer decided to come up, and you can see it like ate off this whole entire side of the plant. So I wasn't happy about that. This is the Gage's giant yellow ghost scorpion. Yep. So it's got a lot of flowers, but not really setting many pods yet. This one is Primatali. Also a lot of flowers, not very many pods. This one was the Tequila Sunrise from buddy Curtis West. Shout out to you, Curtis West. Nice guy. They trade stuff on occasion. So I've already picked a few peppers off of that one. This one is a Serrano that also got ate pretty bad and got a little bit too hot in here at one point, and I lost a lot of its growth. And then this last and final one, nice size, got a few pods starting to set. That's a Scotch Brains. That's probably one of my favorite varieties. All right, I'll take you up to the main garden and show you what's going on out there. Figured I'd do a little video of our orchard. So that's an apple tree. I think it's Gravestine if I remember right. And then we got 2 more trees over there by the chicken coop. And then over here in this little thing that we have fenced off because the deer slaughtered it early this season too, is an Asian pear. That's like a standard pear. We're getting some fruit on this pear tree, just not a lot, and it's ever since we've been here it's struggled with like these weird bumps. I don't know if it's like a bacteria or what, or if I need to spray, but kind of frustrating. That little guy that's inside the other caging is also another plum. It's I think a Japanese plum of some kind, as is this one. This is probably my favorite plum. I think we've harvested most of them off of it, but see if I see any. Yeah, it's pretty much done for the season. You can see a couple up there and a few on the ground, but yeah, this year was prolific for this tree. It loaded on so much fruit. Hey, what's going on, chickens? We expanded the chicken run a little bit, and we kind of wanted to keep them inside because they were like getting in our flower beds and making a giant mess. But we've got 10 chickens right now, but yeah, they're doing pretty good. Although they slowed back down to about 3 eggs a day. I don't know if it's because of this colder weather or we're getting into fall or what. All right, so this is this year's pepper rose. I didn't get as much size as I was hoping for on a lot of them, but like the 2 on the end here have some really nice size pods. And these are the Argiloskis, or whatever you call them. Probably my favorite pepper of last year, so I got a couple of those plants going this year. I got 2 Shishitos right there next to each other that are loading up nicely. This one is Texarero. I grew those last year and again this year. They're pretty good. This one is, that's a Korean gochu. I think I have one of those down in the greenhouse as well, as I showed you. This is a Hatch Red Hot. It's putting on some pretty good peppers. This next one is a Sweet Twister. Usually those get a lot bigger, so I'm surprised they're that small. This one is a Tapadi Corti or something like that, and this is it's a paprika, and it's from Gapey's Grub. Thank you, Paula, for sending me those seeds. I do love my paprika peppers. I got a couple Lautenschluer paprikas. Not as many this year as I got last year. Like, it's been a weird summer for peppers. They're just kind of coming on late. This one is a poblano, and then I think I have some different types of jalapenos. I've never seen a jalapeno plant do this. These are like the sriracha variety that I think Aaron Hernandez gave me a long time ago, but like for some reason they came out with these real stubby round ones. These are supposed to be like the grande jalapenos, and they come out like this weird, almost like a banana pepper. So I wonder if there was a seed mix up. Let's see, this one is another paprika from Gapey, although it looks like some of these are growing more like upright, which seems weird for a paprika, but maybe that's common for them. That's a jalapeno, I think that's a jalapeno sriracha, it is, which is growing more like I would expect them to. You know, just like a typical jalapeno shape. That's another poblano. That one's an ollie pepper. It kind of looks like just like a bell pepper of some kind. Let's see, what is this one? This is a Fresno, so I'm getting some sweet or some ripe pods on that one. A Sweet Twister. I'm not sure what this one is. Oh, I see it back there. That's a Granada seasoning, so those will be orange when they start going ripe. This is a ahi pineapple, which is loading up pretty nicely, but still nothing ripe. Another jalapeno, a couple jalapenos right here, 3 in a row. And this is my other Serrano plant that I did out here, and it's doing much better than the one in the greenhouse. This looks like a monkey face red. Same with this one. And then here on the end, and that's a monkey face red as well. I do like monkey face red. They're really good. I'm not sure what this one is on the end. It's got some peppers in there. I don't see a tag for that one. This one is just like a habanero, and this thing is loaded. If you look under there, you can see like tons of pods. I think I have one that's starting to get ripe somewhere in here. Oh yeah, I can see it down there. Maybe I'll pick it. This will be my first spicy pepper that's kind of coming or turning colors. This next one is a ghost plant. So it's loading up pretty nicely. There's a lot of fruit under there. This one was supposed to be a Carolina Reaper, but obviously it's some kind of a, I guess some kind of a Thai variety or something. I got a few pods in there that are ripening up. This is another habanero right there. I think I bought this one. This one is Jamaican Red. That was also another one that I bought. Here's another Gage's Giant Yellow Ghost Scorpion. I'm getting some pods down there, but not a lot. This is kind of like my super hot row, and it's really bad this year. Couple pods down low on that one, and that's a Scotch Brain. Like I was saying, one of my favorites. Let's see, there's a pod down there in this one. That's a long, cool looking one. What is this? That's a chocolate primatale. So I got one pod down there. Let's see, this one is the White Knight. I think I got those seeds from Mr. Jeff Hobbs, the Pepper Wolverine. I got a couple okay sized ones over there. This one is getting some pods, and it is the Hobbitali, also from Jeff Hobbs. I grew several of his peppers this year. That one, you can see some pods down there that look pretty wicked. And this is a Carolina Reaper.
So I'm getting some, looks like pretty true to form pods. This guy, got pods in there. And it is, I'm not sure what this one is. I'm not seeing a tag. Should have a tag somewhere. That one's got some pods going on it. And this one is chocolate scotch bonnet. And then this little dude on the end, which is a dragon's breath. I'm getting a few pods under there, but just
Everything is like undersized for me this year. Hasn't been a amazing pepper year, but I think I'm gonna get a decent harvest to be able to do some stuff with, make some sauces, make some salsas, make some powder, all that kind of stuff. My wife's tomato crop this year was amazing. Wonder if I could find her and have her give you a little walkthrough. I'll see if I can do that.
So here's the Kaos, and this is what a kitchen looks like when you're processing a bunch of stuff. It's a disaster. But this is all, the tomatoes here are going to be used for salsa, freeze drying, maybe enchilada sauce. That's the last priority. My definite priority is canning salsa and getting some freeze dried, because I love freeze dried tomato powder. It lasts all year and it's amazing in soups. Make your own tomato pastes. I can make my own enchilada sauce from it. So these are those watermelons we were talking about out in the garden. They have like kind of a yellowish flesh to them. I've got one cut open, but it's been cut open for a couple of days, so that's kind of what it looks like inside.
Yeah. Pretty tasty, actually, not bad.
They're not too bad. The first one I cut open, I'm a little concerned that this bigger one might not be good, because the bigger one that we cut open apparently gone kind of past.
It gets milly and kind of weird texture.
But more cukes for canning. We got some beans I'm gonna just, I think, chop and freeze, because we didn't, like, again, beans weren't doing great, so might just do something simple. Zucchinis, I want to try making canned zucchini pineapple. Haven't tried that before, but I think it would be fun to have. And, you know, we love to put pineapple on pizzas and stuff like that, so it might be a nice alternative. I've got tomatoes over here that have already been processed. I've got 2 trays in the oven right now for an oven roasted. And this is in the Ball canning cookbook. The oven roasted marinara. Couple more tomatoes and some onions that still need to go in as well. So a little rotation, a little process
and a bunch of basil. It smells really nice.
And a ton of basil while the tomatoes are roasting, getting some stuff prepped to be able to make some pesto. Yeah, so a little chaotic here.
Yeah.
And then,
you can see the chicken tower back there.
Oh, yeah.
All of our eggs from our chicks. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, that's what's on the agenda today. Pesto,
peppers to go
tomatoes,
in the salsa. Yeah.
Yep, for salsa.
I did a couple jars of, those are water canned or whatever, so they should be shelf stable and everything. And that's just a Serrano mix. I wanted to try that this year. Yeah. Anyway, just wanted to give you a quick little what it looks like. You know, it's gonna be a busy day for Andrea and me, but.
Chaos, right. But I'm looking forward to it. It's fun.
Yep.
All right, so more garden update.
I guess I think it might be one of our first ones of this year, right?
Yeah, I think we've been a little behind the times on this one. Whoopsies.
Been a busy year.
Now we're harvesting a bunch and doing a bunch of, well, today is a big food processing and preservation day, so harvesting a lot and have harvested a lot. So we'll do a quick walkthrough to show you what's left. So one of the projects that we're going to have to do, we just didn't get around to it this year, is cleaning out this raspberry bed and also then defining it. Because these poor raspberries, they are the most delicious things ever. They're prolific. They're still coming on. They taste like heaven.
And they're super heavy. They just they bend down because they're so loaded with fruit. You can see those 2 over there too as well.
So we really need to get on this. That's another, add it to the to-do list. But that is a high priority since most of the garden is fairly well defined now, is getting these raspberries. Strawberries did well this year, but we've also let a lot of runners go. That was intentional because I want more plants for next year and to help build up this bed. So next year I'll probably start cutting runners more and getting a better production and yield off of those. Got a few asparagus in there too, but they're super young and barely there. But they're alive, so fingers crossed.
This is my son's garden bed, just like last year. And as you can tell, he grows very nice weeds. And then a couple peppers. He's got one giant one.
Yeah, he's got this one right here that's...
It's a Mamma Mia, I think.
Yeah. And this is a Kaos Reaper, which has some flowers on it, but I don't see any peppers. He gets good intentions. He gets, you know, in those modes where he wants to do it, he does good for a bit, and then he lets it go. And then he does good for a bit, and he lets it go. So may the strong survive. Cucumbers, we're coming to an end here. We've gotten quite a few cucumbers, been able to can quite a bit of pickles. Slice a whole bunch.
A few more I need to pick today.
Yeah, there's one there. There's a couple we've got to come out and do. These have been really good this year. We tried these dragon egg ones. They've been delicious. Good slicers. Good for salads, things like that. So those have been fun. Yeah, we still have a few more to harvest before the end.
It's been a weird year for the cucumbers because they've been like so late in the season. Like normally I would say we're heavy June, July, you know, on cucumbers. And this year it's been more August. And, you know, now September, which everything just kind of shifted weird on us.
Tried growing some mini watermelon this year. I actually have several. If you check out the Instagram.
There's a little one right there.
Yeah, if you check out the Instagram site, you'll see some in my harvest photos.
What is that called? Is that Hymas Produce or something like that?
Yes, Hymas Produce.
I'll link it in the description.
Yeah, but they were okay. Verdict's out on flavor. This isn't the perfect climate for a watermelon, so I thought a small one maybe would work. They're okay. Did some fall planting. I've got some carrots that are just starting to pop up. We got sweet potato going here. Here, another row. Carrots may or may not pop up there, but then we've got some radishes and turnips. Potatoes are dying in their thing, which is good. We're about ready to dig them up and see what we've got going there.
That'd be exciting. We did potatoes like a few years ago and didn't have a great harvest. But
so fingers crossed for this, right? I'd love to get some good potatoes.
Me too. We're getting into Tomato Alley.
Yes, Tomato Alley. I gotta go on this side though, because I can't see my tags.
Okay.
So got a couple opalcas, which are more of a paste tomato. We have had a little blossom end rot, but not a lot. I've kept calcium on them and watering, but it just seems like some of these paste tomatoes just are a little bit more prone. Because most of the tomatoes don't have it. This is one I have noted before that does seem a little prone to it, so I try and keep up with it. But
I'll just say too, the plants look kind of bare, but we did a big harvest yesterday. Huge. I would say probably 60 to 70 pounds of tomatoes. So,
but you can see,
and I'll pop a picture in so you can see that as well.
Yeah, and you can see that there's several that quite a few of them don't have that blossom end rot, but there are some that do.
I think all these guys are looking pretty good. Yeah.
This one here is a Brandywine Red. No clue why it died, but the fruit continued to ripen. We harvested the last of those
yesterday.
We'll give that little one to the chickens or something maybe. But yeah, no clue why it died. There was no sign of illness. It was getting watered and fed the same as the ones around it, so not a clue what happened to that one. We've got a couple big rainbows. These are kind of have a special place in my heart. One of the first heirloom tomatoes I'd ever grown. I love the flavor. I love the color. They're just a fun tomato to grow. And then down here, we've got a purple Russian. So we've got a couple more that are still coming on here.
Pretty prolific plant, I would say. I mean, lots of...
Yeah.
I mean, look at all those up there on the top.
This is a weird one.
Yeah, it's a weird shape.
It's almost like it's 3 in 1 or something, because this is how they're supposed to look.
Not the typical shape on that one, yeah.
Oh, and a little blossom end rot on this too. And here's another one that's going to be weird.
A weird double, yeah.
Just pull that one off right now. And then I've got 2 Fertunias. They're supposed to be Fertunias, and I've grown Fertunias before. Got seeds from Gapey's Grub. And this year they are absolutely ginormous. I've never...
We had a couple that were like 1.5 pounds. I mean...
Yeah, I've never grown
per
Fertunias
one
this
tomato.
big, so I'm kind of like, did I mix something up? They grew like Fertunias. They acted like Fertunias, a little... They've always, whenever I've grown them, they're the starts always seem like they're a little bit on the weak side. They need quite a bit of support. So I don't know. Maybe we'll have to tag Gapey and find out, is this normal? Because
they're huge.
I've never, of the several times I've grown a Fertunia, I've never seen them that big. They're usually more closer to this size when I've grown them. So I don't know.
Grew some big ones this year,
Yeah.
and they're super tasty and not a ton of seeds, so that's kind of nice.
This is another thing from Gapey too that I got in seeds. From Gapey, straw flower, and this is the first year I've grown it, and it's a definite grow again. I've had lots of people ask about it too, and
You got a pink variety over there and more of a yellow variety.
This, kind of fall, and I'm letting some of them go to seed. I'm assuming they'll kind of just maybe reseed themselves. If not, I will definitely be starting some again next year.
They are
just
pretty
so
cool.
Fun. And we have Squash Alley. I've got a variety of squash, obviously battling some what? Oh gosh,
like
why am I
mildew
spacing
or
things? Yeah, the rainy,
white.
the wet stuff.
Because we've had some rain the last few days.
But we've got our summer squash in the front, winter squash in the back.
Voluntary, like a voluntary pumpkin, right?
Pumpkin that apparently I thought maybe it was going to be a spaghetti squash, but clearly that's a pumpkin. We've got some
mini pumpkins too, right?
Yes, I got some mini pumpkins in there.
You can see one back in there, yeah.
My butternut squash and acorn squash all stayed very small this year. I'm not sure why, if it's a feeding issue or watering. We were watering pretty consistently, pretty regularly, so I don't know. I've gotten bigger ones before. I've got them and they're curing, but they're just small. So, I don't know. Over here, we've got some of our cherries. We got Brad's Crazy Cherry, which
this is prolific.
Oh shoot, I just cracked that one. We'll see, maybe will be okay.
Attached enough to keep going,
yeah.
But you can see these giant, like, just runners full of, and I picked the crap out of this yesterday, like.
They call them grape clusters because they just grow in these huge clusters. They come on, they're delicious. They have this beautiful kind of buttery yellow color to them when they're ripe. They have a great taste.
I'd say, it's probably one of my favorite cherry this year for sure.
Mm-hmm. Always fun to grow. Always goes entirely out of control. Spoon tomatoes, tiny little things. They're great for salads. I've put them in my sourdough focaccia before. They're just a fun tomato to grow. And then we've got several Martino's Romas here. Because we knew we were going to be wanting to do pasta sauces, salsa, all that kind of stuff. So quite a few Romas.
Which we harvested a bunch yesterday as well. But as you can see, I would say probably half the fruit is still on these.
Yeah.
I took a lot off, but there's a lot left.
They're prolific, which is another thing I do like.
There's a couple in there that maybe I missed. Some of those down there look like they might be about ready.
Over here we had garlic. Now I've got some winter stuff going, some beets. That's a broccoli. Only one of my 4 seeds came up for broccoli. We've got some kale that's finishing up. And
a big weed.
Over the winter, this was basically the first 3 squares were garlic, last 2 were onions and kale. So this bed's starting to kind of shift over a little bit.
And in like a month we'll be replanting garlic, right?
Again, yeah. Beans, this is another thing that did weird this year.
Yeah.
Late start, now it's kind of picking up, but kind of like with the cucumbers, not sure what the deal is.
Not a typical year at all.
And not as many of my seeds germinated as I thought would.
Yeah. And you cloached them and everything to protect them from slugs
from the birds and all that.
Birds, yeah.
So I don't know. That's part of gardening. You learn all the time.
Yep. Every year it's a little different.
Okay, Thorburns terracotta. This has been a fun one to grow. It's got this kind of this one's actually really close to being ready to go. But it has that more of a terracotta look. Actually, that one feels like it's good. Terracotta look when it's
take
ripe
it in
and done. Yeah,
add it to the mix.
Processing mix. I did some, in ground and some over there. So there's some duplicates. Like this is another purple Russian. Again, this is how that one looks. It's beautiful, very prolific. Better Boy, this one. I've topped some of these too, as you can see, to try and force them to finish off the fruit because our rains are going to be coming, and that's just going to pretty much destroy everything.
We've probably only harvested 5 or 10 off of these 2 Better Boys, and
they're great.
There's
slicers.
Still tons of tomatoes on them. Yeah, that nice round, spherical shape, and great for your hamburgers and whatnot.
And then I have the Stupus Early.
BLTs,
Stupus Early that I thought would be early.
Oh, that's the steepest early.
This is the
Okay.
steepest
I
early.
thought that
This
was
is a
another
better
better boy. Okay.
But the steepest early I thought would be early, and it came on about the same time as everything else. So I was a little disappointed by that. But it's been prolific. It's been putting off some good fruit.
Still loaded.
So I can't complain about that. I just thought maybe we'd get some earlier fruit from it. All right, then I've got a few Hungarian hearts in here. These have been fun to grow. We've gotten some off of here that have been like a pound and a half as well.
Aren't those the really dense ones too, like the flesh, or
it's
hardly any seed slime?
yeah, which has been really neat. I can't remember if I grew these last year or not. I don't think so. If I did, I didn't get much off of it.
Little one down there looks like it's about ready.
Yeah, this is, and that's tiny.
Yeah.
This is tiny for this.
I see one on the back too.
Yeah,
that's
like
pretty close.
A couple more days.
Okay.
And then finish off with a couple more cherries. This is the Sunrise Bumblebee. Really enjoyed this last year. See if I can find like a really pretty one. But they're very pretty. Yep. They've got little red streaks, but they're also tasty.
And huge.
And huge. And
for a cherry.
Honestly, some of these went into the tomato powder that I did in the freeze dryer last year. And it adds just a nice added depth of flavor to your tomato powder. So
yeah, and they even look cool when they're ripening, just like cool stripy green. We got blueberries back there. We got a decent harvest off the blueberries. Nothing amazing, but like.
But I'm given the size of the plants, the fact these two, and the one in the very back, they were just planted within the last year. I didn't have high expectations for them, and this one here. Yeah,
it loaded for how small it was.
So many berries on it, it was crazy.
So looking forward to those growing and providing even more berries in time. You know, I love blueberries, so.
And then our mess of a bed.
Yeah,
this is gonna get cleared and become, I believe, my hope is a marionberry bed. So this will get cleared out.
This is where I grew my kohlrabi this year. There's a few still left in there, but made, I don't know, 3 or 4 jars of kimchi, which we love the kimchi. So.
Plus we roasted some.
We did roast some, and just eat them like that. And that was actually really good. Got my one tomatillo over here for my my green sauce that I like to make, my verde. Yeah.
One dahlia.
We got one dahlia bloom, yeah.
Again,
and weeds.
Yeah, lots of weeds that are blooming.
We need to get that stuff all cleaned up.
Yeah, these front areas are a bit of a focus for fall and spring and winter to get these cleaned up and in order, and because the rest has gotten much better and much more under control. So
got our rhubarb over there.
Yeah,
still growing shoots. Yeah, I'm surprised.
And I have read some stuff where you shouldn't be harvesting it very late in the summer, so I've stopped harvesting it, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So if somebody knows, let me know. Like, is this still okay to harvest? We're in zone, is it 8A or are we 8B?
Yeah, we're in the 8 somewhere
maybe
in there. 7s, I can't remember.
But yeah, Pacific Northwest area.
Southwest Washington.
Yeah, exactly. So I have no idea. Like, there's not a lot of red on the stalks. They're mostly green. So I quit harvesting, but I don't know. If I'm able to harvest, let me know. But from what I've read, I'm a little suspicious that maybe not so good.
All right, well, we won't continue to ramble on. I know it's probably going to be a long video, but thanks for checking out the garden, and hopefully we'll do maybe a closed down one.
And check out Hymas Produce on Instagram to see what we do with everything that we harvested in the last few days.
Yeah, it's kind of fun because a lot of times we get pictures up, but I don't get to videos, so. All right, we'll catch you in the next one. Have a great weekend.